On the surface, this looks like one of those deceptively simple audio setups. A compact soundbar paired with a small wireless subwoofer. Nothing flashy, no complex receiver box, no wall of speakers. Just a clean Sonos ecosystem built around the Ray and the Sub Mini. And the first thing you notice when you set it up is how effortless the whole process is. Plug it in, connect it to Wi-Fi, open the app, and within minutes everything is talking to each other. No calibration like hanging around, no deep menu diving. It's very much the Sonos philosophy of making audio disappear into your room until you actually need it. The Ray itself is the more compact, entry-focused soundbar in the lineup. It's designed for smaller spaces, bedrooms, office setups, or secondary living rooms. But even with that limitation in size, the clarity is the first thing that stands out. Dialogue is sharp, centered, and surprisingly easy to follow even at lower volumes. That alone fixes one of the biggest problems with most TV speakers. Now bring in the Sub Mini, and the entire character of the system shifts. It doesn't try to dominate the room with overwhelming bass. Instead, it fills in the low end in a controlled, precise way. Explosions in movies gain weight. Music suddenly feels more layered, and even simple background scores start to feel more cinematic. It's not about shaking the walls, it's about completing the sound. What's interesting is how balanced everything stays. A lot of compact systems tend to either overdo the bass or leave the mids feeling empty. Here, the transition feels intentional. The Ray handles the clarity, the Sub Mini handles the depth, and together they form a surprisingly cohesive soundstage for something this small. Of course, there are limits. In larger rooms, you start to notice that the sound doesn't stretch endlessly. It's more focused, more direct. Almost like the audio is anchored closer to the screen rather than expanding beyond it. You don't get that full theater-style separation you'd expect from larger multi-speaker systems. But that's also where the identity of this setup becomes clearer. It's not trying to replace a full cinema system. It's trying to upgrade the everyday experience without turning your space into a technical project. And for a lot of people, that trade-off actually makes sense. Music performance is another area where this combo finds its footing. Bass-heavy tracks gain depth without becoming muddy. Vocals stay clean and forward, and instruments maintain separation even when things get busy. It's tuned more for clarity and balance than raw power, which keeps it enjoyable across genres. Gaming is similar. You get enough spatial awareness to feel immersed, footsteps and directional cues come through cleanly, but it's not pretending to be a full spatial audio rig. It enhances the experience rather than redefining it. What really ties it all together is consistency. There's no constant tweaking, no switching modes depending on what you're watching. It just adapts in the background and stays out of the way. That's where Sonos continues to lean heavily into simplicity as a feature. So when you step back and look at the whole picture, this setup sits in a very specific lane. It's for people who want a serious upgrade over built-in TV speakers, but don't want the complexity or footprint of a full home theater system. It's minimal, controlled, and quietly capable in a way that grows on you over time. Overall, okay.